He made breakfast for his wife for 5 years. But one day, he suddenly forgot how to chop vegetables. So he picked up a knife and slowly walked to Lisa, who was sound asleep. Then he gently woke her and said he didn't want to live anymore. Seeing that her husband didn't seem to be joking, Lisa quickly snatched the knife from his hand. She thought he was just tired from not resting well the night before. But unexpectedly, the hospital diagnosed Jack with depression. Jack had been married to Lisa for 5 years and was an undeniably good husband. Every morning, he spent half an hour preparing a carefully made breakfast for Lisa. Then he would softly say good morning before heading to work. All Lisa had to do was hand him the trash before he left and say goodbye so she could go back to sleep for a nice snooze. When she woke up, she'd pour a glass of warm milk and enjoy the breakfast her husband had prepared. If bored, she'd read her favorite comics, and before her husband came home, she'd have dinner ready. But lately, Lisa noticed something was clearly off with her husband. The cheese he used to love was often left untouched in the bowl, and sometimes he even forgot his phone when leaving for work. She quickly grabbed the phone and ran after him, only to see Jack staring blankly at the trash can. Curious, Lisa asked what he was looking at. Jack said all this trash was useless stuff. Lisa obviously didn't get what he meant. What he really meant was that he wished he could become part of that trash pile, so he could lie there quietly without anyone bossing or judging him. Jack worked as a customer service representative at a company. Since the office was far from home, he had to squeeze into the subway for 2 hours every day. His job was also very depressing. He had to endure constant criticism from his boss, and often faced inexplicable humiliation from customers. Over time, Jack's mindset slowly changed, and he developed depression. But he never told Lisa about his condition, because when they first got married, Jack had promised Lisa he'd work hard, so she wouldn't have to worry about daily expenses. She could focus entirely on pursuing her dream of becoming a professional comic artist. But Jack didn't know Lisa had already guessed he had depression. From his recent symptoms, it turned out that Lisa, who seemed indifferent to everything, had spent these years recording every word and action of her husband in her comics. January 6th, husband lost appetite, didn't touch his favorite mixed fried rice. January 11th, husband suddenly felt unwell, kept having unexplained back pain. January 12th, husband, usually quiet during sleep, started snoring heavily. Lisa knew these were early signs of depression. To cure her husband, Lisa bought many books on depression. After confirming that dietary therapy and rest were the best approach, she bought lots of dishes he liked. After working for most of the day to prepare a table full of delicious food, her husband showed no interest at all. Didn't even pick up his chopsticks before heading to bed. Worried his body couldn't take it, Lisa hoped he'd quit and rest at home. But Jack refused outright, because he feared that without income, Lisa, who had never worked, wouldn't be able to maintain their current life. Thinking this, Jack felt he had to be stronger. But the next day at work, seeing the jam-packed subway with not even a sliver of space, his mood sank to rock bottom. He rushed to the bathroom and threw up. Jack realized his condition was worsening. If he kept ignoring it, depression would swallow him and he'd lose himself. And the one who'd get hurt would only be Lisa. After careful thought, Jack decided to apply for a transfer to the temporary staff department. That way he'd still earn enough to cover basic needs, and the work environment would be much easier. But the boss not only refused, he increased Jack's workload. Jack went to the rooftop to get some air, but bad thoughts suddenly filled his mind. Yet thinking of Lisa,